What's up, Solar Warriors? Today is Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. My name is Jarrett McAllister, the virtual Solar Pro. And if you're watching this recording on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow solarpreneurs. We are streaming live on the Facebook Powur Hitters page, which is cool. So if you're there, hop on over to the live stream at powerhitterzoom.com. And I am excited to see all my peoples here. You guys are stuck. It's just me. It's just me today because our fearless leader, Jonathan Bernasso, is out in Mexico with a bunch of the homies building homes on the Power Build mission out there. And it's, Impact Journey. That's what I was looking for, on the Impact Journey. So very cool stuff there. Because it's just me, I'm going to go ahead and share a couple things that I'm really excited about. And I wanted to share with you guys. A couple of you guys might have known, but your boy over here launched his podcast a couple weeks ago, the Virtual Solar Pro Podcast. And I want to share that with you for those that haven't seen it. And I got to give a shout out to Kat Remax, who put together the intro. And I'm going to show it for those that haven't seen it. So give me 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. So here it is right here. Y'all see my screen? Let me share my sound. This has been a work in the making here over the past year, putting this together, and now we are live. So without any further ado, you guys.
This is the Virtual Solar Pro Podcast with your host, Jarrett McAllister.
What's up and welcome to the, all right, little teaser there for you guys. So pretty cool stuff. That episode was just last week with Eric Garcia. I'll actually give him a plug right now. He's hosting the Solar Mastermind International in San Antonio, Texas. It's on the 1st and 2nd, so it's this weekend. And if you guys want to head out there, he did a promo code. If you use Virtual Solar Pro, he dropped the ticket from like $4.99 to $1.99. So if you're interested, if you're out there, there's going to be a ton of ballers, players out there, people to connect with and network with. Highly recommend it. Check it out. And then for those of you who want to go ahead and check out the podcast, I will drop the link. There we go. In the chat. So I'm doing this all on the solo right here. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. You can help your boy. Give it a follow, a subscribe. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. So with that being said, thank you for all the cool comments in the chat. It was awesome. Love, the love, the love. That's what we do over here at Powur, right? Show the love. It's all about the love. So let's move on to success stories this week. If you have a success story, right? I want to hear about it. The team wants to hear about it. People love it in the recordings. You helped out a homeowner save hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next 25 years, right? You brought somebody on board from a failing solar company and revive their career by joining Powur. You have an ambassador, BNI referrals. Break it down, drop it in the chat. Raise your hand, come off mute. Do not be shy. So I believe, Jason said he has one. And, oh, right, we got some hands raised. So let me stop sharing the screen so we can full screen you guys. Here we go. All right. Jared, Mr. Powur Rookie of the Year so far. You got your hand raised. What's up, dude? I've seen you all over social media posting your wins like a freaking badass. And that's how you do it, right? Don't be a secret.
Don't be a secret agent. Don't be a secret agent. You got to show your passion. You got to show what you love to do. And, what we love to do is we love helping people, right? So, my success story that I had here is I had a family who had a loved one that had dementia and they were, struggling. This came in from a real estate referral, a good friend of mine. And I was able to help them get solar put in, 2 Franklin batteries. We just got it all installed last week. And, I want to share something too. For those probably already do this, but we had a holdup on that with the HOA. So what I did is I walked into the HOA and I had a little conversation with them. And I said, hey, we got to figure out how to come up with a cleaner system here because you've had this thing holding for over 4 weeks, right? So built the relationship with the HOA and they jumped on it for me, took care of it. And that's what it is about getting out networking, building your relationships, being able to have relationships in your community. So this way, when you walk in with authority. So everybody is doing your BNIs and your chambers and your rotaries and all that. That pays off dividends, even when you're walking in and needing to get business done with somebody who may not be getting business done. So just wanted to share that little pro tip with you guys. But love what we're doing here and love that we're all here wanting to learn, grow, expand, and help other people be part of the solar. And he has become an ambassador with me. And so now he's out finding some new business to bring to me, which is his neighbor. So we should be working on that soon.
Love it, bro. Kicking ass, taking names, most importantly, taking action, right? Because that's how things get done in this business. I actually just got off the phone with an HOA for one of my homeowners, and they're like, oh, we're sending the application. They're going to have to fill out, take pictures, talk to the neighbors. And that's sometimes daunting for a homeowner to go and do. These are very, very busy homeowners. They may not have the time to go and do it yourself. If I was down there, I would go and do it personally, right? So if you are in the area like Jared is, walks right on into the HOA and starts taking action, helping his homeowners out with the process, because nothing's going to get done unless we get it cleared through the HOA. So what are you doing to help that out? Love seeing you taking action there, Jared. Great job. All right, Jason, the solar bowler, my brother, what you got, man? Good to see you.
What's going on, man? Good to see you guys too. Yeah, man, I was thinking about it. I've kind of been flying in my stealth skin. I'm gonna have to take my stealth skin off and put on my A10 Warthog skin or something like that. But no, so I've got a guy in the Fresno area. I wish he was on this call, but to make a long story short, I really just want to, shout out to Mark Martin. He's been juggling another business for the last 2 years. He's finally in the process of selling and parting from that so he can focus on the Powur platform full time. But over the last 2 years, he has kind of taken the slow path, working that business and becoming T2. And now he's a T3 mentor. But he says, hey, man, I got this real estate investor I'm working with. He's Southern California Edison. You know more about Edison than I do. Can you work these? And I says, yeah, if he's an investor, I think he's going to appreciate the fact that we'll throw it in utility API. We'll grab his meters and we'll kind of help him identify just how unique each of his properties are. Anyhow, long story short, we got 26 meters that we have. We started on the first 7 of which he's going to see about 1.9 million in lifetime savings on these first 7 properties. So to be able to break it down to a guy that obviously can talk in the millions and talk about high ticket things, to show him that just on a small chunk of his portfolio, he can see basically, $2 million in savings by making this no-brainer investment. Win-win for everybody. He's stoked. Obviously, Mark Martin's stoked. I want to give a shout out to him. And I'm stoked to have some of the hottest leads in the industry.
Crushing it, dude. Absolutely crushing it. Now, is this guy, I'm guessing, first of all, you put this all together in a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, showed him the savings?
Of course, man. It's all about Excel. And with Zoom, it's never been easier. Honestly, with Zoom, it's never been easier to have tools at the ready like Excel and like some of these other things that we're using, Open Solar Utility API, whatever it is, and to show someone under the hood and gain a level of trust that's hasn't really been seen before, even at the kitchen table, just because we can, have so many things in our arsenal through Zoom.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question, because I love everything virtual, right? It makes our lives so much easier. You're not traveling all over the place. But you mentioned these are investment properties. So what type of investments are these? Like buy and hold, the rentals?
They're
flips?
Yeah, they're mainly buy and holds. Each one of them is a care home. Some are care homes for developmentally disadvantaged children, for the elderly, and so on and so forth. So, that in itself is cash flow plus the equity in the property, the savings of the solar. It's a trifecta win-win-win.
Love it, man. Well, great job, Jason. Kicking some butt out there. And congratulations to your boy going from tier 2 to T3. That's where the money is. All right, moving on. Jose, what's up, homie? How you doing, dude? Good to see you.
Hey guys, how's it going? Shout out. I got an international guest today, Caesar, and I used to kill it in Santa Rosa. We used to do cell phone sales while in college, and both Spanish speakers. They would come in just for us, but it relates to solar where if you do a good deal with somebody, if you do a good project, you dissect the whole picture. I have a client, former beat partner of mine, sheriff's deputy. I showed him the options with leasing. I showed him the options with PPAs and buying it. Well, I directed him to our local credit union, easily saved about 30,000 on the project. And he calls me after we signed the next day. He's like, "Hey, my current partner in the detectives bureau is already getting quotes from other companies. I told him he needs to go with you. I told him how you worked with me. I'm gonna give him your number if that's all right." I'm like, "Yeah, perfect." Told him about the ambassador thing. I've never had anybody call my phone so quick, guys. As soon as I hung up, about 10 minutes later, this guy called me, sent me the quote from the competitor. They're offering him great equipment. I can beat it by $2,500, $3,000. So still with a commission of about 6,000 bucks. So I can even lower it, make him an ambassador, and just tap into this whole network I used to have. So Powur is the only one that I think that can allow us to do that so quickly with our platform. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that, Jose. Dude, that's a killer story. And first of all, you're taking care of a homeowner, right? And you take care of somebody, you do them right, they are going to be your evangelist. They're going to sing your praises from the mountaintops and tell everybody about how awesome Jose is, how he's taking care of me. And you got to stop doing what you're doing. You got to go with my man over here. He sends you over quotes. That's always a great thing, right? For them to send over the competition makes our job so easy. But for you to see what you could do and absolutely crush the competition, by thousands of dollars and still put a really fat paycheck in your pocket and provide for your family, take care of that. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. The homeowner's winning, right? You're winning, company's winning, the environment's winning. I mean, everybody's winning here. And you're right. You can only do it here at the Powur platform. So thank you for sharing that, Jose. Great job, brother. All right. James, you have a win for us? You want to come on camera? I can't see you. You there?
Yeah, sorry,
Oh, you're
Jared.
fine.
My video is acting up. Yeah, just a brief one. That Saturday I was talking to a friend, an old friend who used to live in the neighborhood, and she's getting ready to retire. She used to be in real estate, and so I told her about the ambassador program, and I said, Geraldine, this is perfect for your retirement. You won't have to worry so much about bills and things. You can get $1,000 for about 5 minutes of work. And so she told me I could send her the links. She's looking them over now. Hopefully get her on board. So my point is, but every day there's so many opportunities to put out that ambassador program. People we meet in the store, the bank, whatever it might be, they're out there.
They absolutely are out there. And yeah, and the ambassador program's a great little, I guess call it side hustle, but yeah, little opportunity to put a few bucks in your pocket for referring friends, family, neighbors, people at church. It's definitely a way to supplement a little bit of income. So great job with that, James, and sharing that opportunity with your neighbor.
Thank you.
You got it, bro. All right, Owen, out in outer space. What's up, dude?
You like that? I did that for Ringo because it's like every cowboy fan, they live on a different planet. So I think my sound sucks, but what I'll say is I signed an M2 project over a year ago. I looked at the gas meter and I said, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be complicated. And we had other competitors saying it was going to be easy. Homeowner chose me. We installed yesterday. So we had to move a gas meter. We had to upgrade the roof. It was just one of those projects that could have gone haywire, but just communicating with the homeowner and being cool, and she was cool. That's kind of client you can have. Like, you are so happy when that client gets solar installed. So I'm pretty juiced to finally see glass on that roof for sure.
Sure, man. Yeah, that's great. It's all about your demeanor with the homeowner and being a professional. And if things come up, just being chill with it, man, not you're letting it rock the boat too hard. And also you being a pro and foreseeing the issues at hand and giving them a heads up. I'm sure they greatly appreciate that. Yeah, there's still some NEM2 stragglers out there that we are working hard to get that through. Obviously, it was a chaotic time in solar this past year, but now they're able to get to some of the harder projects, right, and put more attention on it. All hands on deck. So thank you for sharing that, Owen. Much appreciated, brother, and good to see you out there in outer space. All right. With that being said, thank you everybody for sharing your wins. Also, Michael Mazza said he got 4 sales getting signatures for an HOA on one street. Check that out. Is that a pro tip? Mike, thank you for sharing that. Think about what he did, you guys. Think about this. Homeowner needed signatures to get solar from his neighbors. So what did he do? He was like, I got this. I'll go talk to your neighbors for you. So now you go show up to the neighborhood, right? Go and talking to the neighbors, and you're like, hey, we're coming out here. We're putting solar on the Joneses roof. We need to come by and get, sign off from you. You're okay with that? Of course you are. I noticed that you guys don't have solar. Have you guys ever considered it? Be happy to give you a free quote, blah, blah, blah. Generating leads from taking action and talking neighbors about solar. That's an awesome pro tip. Thank you for sharing that, Mike. Man, you guys like that or what? Is that a good tip? I hope that helps you guys out there. Killer. All right. So once again, thank you for everybody sharing their wins, their success stories. It's always much appreciated. With that, I'm going to go back, share my screen. We have some important dates coming up. Oh, what do we have here? So first one being, yes, SolarCon 2024 coming up April 18th through the 20th. You could still get a discount on your tickets using promo code Jonathan. I think he gets like Chick-fil-A gift cards or like, I don't know. He gets like little prizes or stuff like that. If you use his promo code, it's nothing crazy. But yeah, if you want to get a discount, 20% off the current one and then 10% off more using promo code Jonathan. And then this one, every single person on this training should have their ticket already. If not, I'd like to know why not. And that's for Powur World. This is our in-person annual convention that is an absolute can't miss event this year. It's in Florida. It's in Orlando, Florida, September 18th through the 21st. Go to powurconvention.com, get your tickets. And they're extremely cheap right now. So like we're all going to be there. If you've ever wanted, if you haven't met some of us in person, guaranteed you will meet all of us here. But I've known this for a long time, being in like networking world and team building. Those with the biggest teams at these events wins. You will never get more fired up, more recharged, and just get ready to take action than being at one of these events. Now, imagine if you have 10 team members there feeling that same type of energy, right? They're going to go off and 10x their business with you. So I highly, 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 highly suggest it's not even an option for my team. You got to be there and you have plenty of time to plan for it. So make sure you guys go out there and get your tickets for that. And then, there's a lot of other important dates. We have Power Day coming up on March 9th. We have Masterclass April 3rd. as I mentioned, SolarCon on the 18th through the 20th, another Power Day, Solar Saturdays, June 15th. But really what I want you guys to get in the habit of is going to powercalendar.com. You should be doing this daily, doing this weekly. What's going on? Oh, bam. Right now, 10 o'clock, Powur Hitters training, right? You have your market development meetings. You have, which you absolutely need to be in there. And I want to give a huge shout out to Owen, absolutely crushing the market development meetings. Him and Christopher Collier have taken over with leadership there and providing tremendous value. If you're selling in California, make sure you are there. Colorado, Utah, Idaho, you got market masterminds on here. TPO workshop and leases. Have you guys attended this with Rachel McDonald? Quick fact though, she's the first person that I ever saw do a virtual presentation, and I stole a lot of my presentation from her. She's a badass, and now she's teaching you guys about TPO options, leases, PPAs. Like, make sure to attend these, and all of it can be found at powercalendar.com. Get in the habit, go there, show up to the meetings. I say this to you all the time. Those who show up to the meetings will succeed. They will win. Those that don't will fizzle out, and it's see you bye. So stay plugged in, get your team plugged in. People ask me all the time, hey, where's the meeting? I go powercalendar.com. So make sure to get there for those. And then what else do we have? No, so that's about it. So as far as catching up, updates, as I mentioned, Jonathan, Bernasso, Cynthia, his brother Chris, some more of the team members, they're down there in Mexico at an impact journey. So today we are just going to hang out. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about TPO and some of the things that I'm doing that's helping me sell more solar. I also wanted to show you a little tool that I started using. It's called a spreadsheet, but I use it live right there with the homeowner. And it's been helping me close more solar projects right there on the spot. Definitely getting these guys excited. And yeah, shout out to my boy Owen. He showed me how to do it. I didn't realize how simple it was. Some of you guys, solar bowler, who are like experts with Excel, this is going to be nothing new, but he'll probably end up saying, actually, if you do this, you can make it even easier than that. But I just want to show you how easy it is to do it, because I'm sure a lot of you don't know how to do it. And then we can open it up for office hours. Happy to answer any questions, troubles, ask me anything. We'll make this work. So without further ado, my question to you guys is like, has everybody made the transition over to TPO? Go ahead, raise your hand. Yes, put it in the chat. Like, you guys have all made the trend. Are you guys all leading with TPO? Yes, all in, Owen says. I will be the first to admit, it took me a minute. And I think my sales suffered towards the end of last year because I just wasn't sold on it yet, right? I need to sell it to myself first and have it make sense in my own mind. When I got into this industry, it was August of 2019. That's when I first started selling solar. All I knew is you could get a loan at 0.99%. The payment was way lower. You own it. And all I was hearing was comparisons to the old solar days of these leases and PPAs, and they were horrible. And why would you lock into that? And like, why wouldn't you just do ownership, right? You could buy it outright. You get this low interest payment. So it made a ton of sense. And that's what I sold against. I talked to people that are like, oh, they offered me a lease. I'm like, why would you do that? It's all about ownership. Well, as we all know, over the past couple of years, interest rates have skyrocketed, which makes the payment not nearly as attractive. And these PPA products have gotten better and better and better. And now there's more options. Here we have at Powur, we have Sonova. We also have Everbright. And in California, specifically in California, where batteries are, I'm not going to say required, but they're like mandatory to have on every single project. If you want to offset that utility bill, it's going to require at least 2, 3, 4 batteries sometimes. And the fact that it has a 25-year replacement warranty on these batteries that are fully cycled completely every single day, that's awesome. And once I started switching my approach and I sold myself on TPO and a low interest, or I mean, sorry, a low fixed payment or even an escalator and no debt to the client. They don't have to buy anything, right? They're like basically getting a new utility, fully warranted and saving a ton of money. All of a sudden, my sales went right back up. So I was a little bit late to the party, but now that I've made the adjustment, I want to make sure that you guys have all made the adjustment as well. Jared, you got your hand raised, man. Would you like to say something on this topic?
Yeah, I absolutely. I was like you in the beginning, when that whole shift came over, I was like, oh, I don't know. But I'll tell you what I've done now, and especially with being able to have that 25-year warranty on the battery. So even the one that I helped my sales rep yesterday close, she was all in her head about going, I think I want to own it, I want to purchase it, I want to do all of this, go down that direction. And what I've learned, at least I can speak for Sonova, right? Is I've learned that the beginning rate, the 0 to 19 month in a purchase, is about the same, maybe $10 more if you go with Sonova zero escalator and lock them into one flat rate, right? And then you get all of the warranty. You don't have to worry about DTI. You don't have to worry about all of the stuff that goes on when you're trying to purchase it with all those finance rates, And she did. She got it yesterday. So she was sold, ready to go. And then we presented the TPO direction, and she was like, done, signed, go. I don't have to worry about the tax credit. I don't know if that's going to work out for me. I have all these investment properties, things of that sort that came on, right? So they don't want to get trapped into that. So all of my new sales, and you're right, has just increased, has been all TPO right now. And in the way that we're able to transfer it and the new homeowners can take it over. I mean, basically it's this, a client says, wow, it's almost the same as a purchase, just I got more coverage and I don't have to worry about dealing with the taxes. So if their tax appetite isn't there, man, TPO is the way to go.
TPO is the way to go. Thank you for sharing that. And let's be honest with these projects, right? I mean, you're adding, you got a 10, 15 kilowatt system. You got, 2 Franklins, maybe you got a spam panel. I mean, these projects can get up there, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. How many people really have like an $18,000 tax credit? It's bullshit. They don't, man. I mean, if you even make enough money to have that, and if you have that much of a net liability, they need a new CPA. Like, people don't have usually those big of tax credits. It's very rare. And I see a lot of solar reps in the industry kind of just BSing their way through that. So a lot of people aren't going to qualify for these high tax credits. The other thing is TPO's really switched it up. The fact that you could purchase the system outright after 5 years. So they're not necessarily stuck with a lease if they're going to sell the house. They could find, if it's after 5 years, there is a buyout, and they could take, the added seller, value or price that they're selling it for and pay that off. They could negotiate that into the home. And now the new owner of the home is getting a fully paid off solar system if they wanted to. But yeah, not having to deal with the tax credit, not having any debt. That is something that's huge right now. Is people, like, our country is in debt. It's tough times for a lot of people. A lot of people are kind of struggling. They're living off of credit cards, or they're not making as much. I mean, it's rough. Even though you're like, look, you're going to be saving $150 a month or two, they're like, holy shit, $40,000 worth of debt. Like, I'm going to take on more debt. And yeah, maybe it's 9, 10, 11% interest. They're seeing that. That's scary. That scare a lot of people back. Even if they're seeing savings, it's still scary to do that. You're not doing that with TPO. There is no debt. It's just literally they're making another payment. They're replacing one payment for another, but there is no actual debt there. So that's another huge advantage. And then, yeah, not dealing with that tax credit is big. Jason, you have something you'd like to add to this, the power of TPO?
Yeah, really what it just comes down to is, being able to get the rewards of solar without taking on the risk. And
Love
to
that.
kind of help a homeowner swallow that concept, for lack of better terms, I like to point out that, listen, in terms of politics, we live in volatile times. In terms of a buying environment with higher interest rates and high origination fees and so forth, we're in volatile times. You've heard the term never gamble, don't bet against the house. Well, by taking out a loan right now with these crazy high interest rates, you're technically putting a ton of risk on the table for yourself because you're gambling against the house. Like you said, these people don't have that great of a tax appetite. And playing devil's advocate, let's say that they do have a great tax appetite. With this volatile environment that we're in, how many people are going to have the discipline, really, in a year and a half to come up with $18, $19, $20,000 just to retain a low monthly payment that still isn't as low as what we're seeing on the TPO to begin with, right? So it's getting all the benefits of solar practically with none of the risk. And if you can help that homeowner understand that it's never safe to bet against Uncle Sam, they're going to pick the TPO every time.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many homeowners that I talk to right now, because here's a pro tip for you guys. Stop saying leases. Don't say I have a lease option for you, because leases have this negative connotation with them. Like, no one wants a lease. They may have leased a car before. Who wants to lease something? They had a friend who tried to sell a house, or they tried to buy a house and had a solar lease. Freaking nightmare. But say a power purchase agreement, right? Change the terminology, change the phrasing. It's a power purchase agreement. Essentially, the solar company becomes your utility. It's a lower price. So that's a pro tip for you. Just start getting in the habit of calling it a power purchase agreement. But to my point is that I've spoken to a lot of homeowners, and when I'm doing my discovery call, I'm asking them, how did they want to acquire their solar? Were you looking to purchase, pay cash, do financing, power purchase agreement? And they go, yeah, I want to purchase. I don't want to lease or anything like that. I want to buy it. I say, okay, great. And I tell them some benefits of a PPA. And I said, you know what? I'll put together both options for you. When I go through this exercise, I'm going to show you, I'm going to call on a couple of these guys here, but I'm going to go through that exercise. The TPO wins every single time. Every single time they go, wait, you mean I don't have to pay $48,000, $50,000, and I'm getting a lower payment and I could buy it out if I wanted to? Oh, and those batteries have a 25-year warranty instead of just a manufacturer's warranty. It's no brainer. And they're saving so much money right now. And that's what people are looking for, is immediate savings. So before I get to that, I'm going to go ahead and call Owen. You have something you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just think too, what you want to show your clients is, suppose they have to get the $20,000 tax credit and they can obtain it. It's so stressful. Like, now you have to get that money. You got to call this loan company and pay it. It's just this extra added homework. Like, wouldn't you rather just set it and forget it? And that video I sent, I actually presented that today. And there was just one discovery question I didn't have. How long are you going to live in this home? 5, 10 years. Okay, let's go with a higher escalator, because let's obtain it and save as much money as possible right now. And that is more disposable income in your pocket. When you have more disposable income in your pocket, you can allocate that cash to debt. So you need to show the value to your clients and make this a customized project. If they can pay cash, that's great. I wish I could pay cash for things, but I'm really not even showing loans anymore. I'm not even doing it. It's not worth it. But I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Owen, for sharing that. And, I definitely show them the option, because I don't want them thinking that I'm pushing, like that's my only option, right? Because if they are talking to another solar company that does show them that, they go, well, we really wanted to purchase and you didn't show us that option. So I want to let them know that is an option with me, but I'll just show them why this is such a better option. And I also let them know, I say, ultimately, it makes no difference to me which way you go. My job is to make sure, it's different for every single family, every homeowner, every situation is different. My job is to help you advise what makes most sense for you and your family. So I definitely showed them the option, but I think by the end of it, they see what makes the most sense. Here's another pro tip, you guys. If they were considering paying cash and they had the cash to do it, you could show them the savings with a PPA. And then you say, here's an idea. Take that $50,000 that you wanted to pay for solar and put it into a high yield savings account. And now you're earning, which are like 5% interest right now, right? Where you could, they could be making an extra 50, 80, $100 a month just on interest alone on that savings, and take that and compound it with the TPO savings, and they still have the liquid cash. So it's really winning, man. We got a lot of people wanting to chime in here. Kerry, what do you got, brother?
Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm driving. I think Owen hit it perfectly, and I wanted to expand on what Owen's saying. When you look at the TPO, I show you, like, I agree with you, Jared, show all options. You have your loan payment here. What is that escalator going to take to get there? I could tell you right now, it's 8 to 10 years for that escalator reach. If you ask the discovery question and they're out of the house in 10 years, why would they not want to do a TPO to save themselves the most money up front? And then if you go escalate that out in the Excel spreadsheet that we've talked about, show them what 18 years worth of savings. I guarantee if you look at a fixed loan or fixed PPA over a escalator over 18 years, the savings are equal. So I have homeowners that tell me all the time they're leaving in 15 years. I'm like, take the escalator. You're going to save more money in 15 years than if you take a fixed payment, either in a loan or that part of it. I mean, and if you want to borrow money, go for it. But here's in what Owen said, stress of putting that money back. The only way I'll do a loan is if somebody tells me they want to keep the tax credit. Then it's like, loan is perfect for you. One of the things, like, our Sonova loan is still really great because it still warranties the battery for 25 years. So it's not a bad product. You just got to make sure it's the right product for the right person.
Yeah, great points, Kerry. The only thing I would disagree, and this is just my personal opinion, is, dude, dealer fees. I feel like you're kind of robbing. You are absolutely robbing a homeowner by tacking on a 30% dealer fee, especially just to get like a 25-year warranty on the battery. You're adding 15, 18, grand to a project to get that, and to get that low rate. It's like they could almost buy another battery at that time, 10, 15 years down the road. I do believe prices of batteries will come down. I've been always compared batteries to like big screen TVs and solar panels. Like, remember back in the day, 50-inch television. It was the big projector kind. It weighed, 1,000 pounds. It was awesome. It was big, but it was expensive, and it was heavy and it was big. The technology there has come so far. Now you go down to Walmart and you can get a 75-inch 4K smart TV for like $400. That's what solar panels are. Solar panels are the new flat screens that you can get at Walmart, super cheap. The technology is there. It's inexpensive. Batteries right now are like the old school big projector, heavy TVs with the tubes. They're awesome. They're big, but they're heavy, they're expensive, and the technology is constantly getting better every single year. And as we've already seen, prices are coming down. So I do believe in 10 years, batteries are just going to be the norm, and they'll be a lot less expensive. But I do agree with everything else that you were saying there, Kerry. Great points. Bill,
Yeah,
you have something you'd like to...
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kerry. You want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, so when I look at loans, it's the people that want to own it. I will push into the Sonova loan. The dealer fee on, like, if we can get to 8.99, is like 12.5%. It's low. And it's like, if somebody wants to pay cash and get it over with, I would rather put them in a loan and then just tell them pay it off quickly so you can get that benefit of 25 years, power production guarantee. And if I'm mistaken, if I'm wrong, please correct me if anybody. I do believe that even the Sonova loan is no DTI to the homeowner. Sonova is no DTI. If you do Good Leap or anything like that, I believe it is 100%.
Yeah. I'm not sure if a Sonova loan is no DTI,
It's no
Jared shaking
TTI.
the-
No
that, and
TTI in
that's
Sonoma.
that's awesome. That's awesome to be able to to show them that. But once again, though, if they're looking to just pay this thing off quickly, I would probably put them in a Sun Gauge 10.49 lowest cost, because it's the least amount that they would pay for their system to own it outright. And I'm actually going to get into another pro tip here in just a second. All right, we'll do Jared, then we'll do Bill, and then I'm going to share my screen. Jared, do you have something you'd like to add?
Front of me.
I don't know how that happened. Bill was first, but I'll just jump in real quick with a pro
You jumped
tip.
the line, bro.
That's okay. I don't know how that happened. A little pro tip that I use. So like you're saying, you could show them the option. So I will always show them the, like let's say the Sun Gauge, finance part of it, right? And then I'll show them, hey, here is in my scenario, the Sonova, zero escalator. And I go, look, it's literally within $10 to $20 worth of each other. Here you're getting a 25-year warranty. Here you don't have to worry about the tax credit. And it becomes, I use the vision tool as a way to let them register in their brain, wow, this is a no-brainer. Let me go this direction. And to me, because I believe that's a no-brainer, they also feel that too. So just wanted to share that.
Great point. Great point. Bill, sorry.
Yeah,
man.
just one. That's okay. All right, that's no problem. One last thing here, just to drive home the fact. How many of you who've sold solar last year are having homeowners come to you and with questions about their tax credit? Because I guarantee you, I have gone until I'm blue in the face explaining it up front when I sell the deal about how to apply it. Many of the people are confused. They're saying, "Wait a second, you mean I got to take this loan and pay the money to the lender?" Maybe they didn't have all the tax credit, and if they can't apply it. So if you're not showing up front in the very beginning, basically the loan, what it's going to be without the tax credit and what the payment's going to jump to, then you're really doing a disservice to most clients, because they don't get it. It doesn't come through, and all of a sudden they either didn't have the tax credit available, or they didn't realize they had to get the tax credit back from the IRS and pay that loan down to keep the payment down below, which is still not very low compared to the TPO payment. So just another point that you have all that confusion is gone. You don't have to deal with that. Your clients are going to come back to you and say, "Oh, what's this thing? My payment's going to jump if I don't put this money, this actual cash tax credit onto the loan to keep the loan payment down to that original level." So that's going to happen to you if it hasn't already for right now for some projects you sold last year, and be prepared for that discussion when somebody says, "I didn't get it. I didn't understand." Because believe me, I'm nothing if I'm not clear with homeowners up front about how it works, but they don't remember. It doesn't come through. All of a sudden, their $400 payment is now $539. And they didn't realize that they had to take that tax credit to pay the loan down to get that $400 payment. And the PPA payment was $350. So all of those things are factors that go into the equation, that it's easier for us, it's simpler for them. It all works out on a TPO product 99% of the time. So.
No, great point. And you know what? As a solar pro, you could say blue in your face. I mean, I know I am very thorough explaining the tax credit, how it works, federal net liability. Like I go over that. I explain to them different scenarios. If you owe this much, blah, blah, blah. I'll still get a call or an email and they go, "Yeah, where do I get the rebate check from?" It's no fucking rebate check, dude. It is a federal tax credit, and you need to talk to your CPA when you file your taxes, and they will help you out obtain that if you qualify. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we went over this several times during the presentation.
And then you do have to pay it to the Sun Gauge or the whoever. That second part is oftentimes they don't get that. So
you got it. You got it. All right. With that being said,
Hey,
I'm gonna go ahead and share. Oh,
Jared, one more pro tip on that. A lot of people stress on the 18-month period. You can re-amortize your loan anytime you pay additional $2,500. So if they miss that 18-month mark, their payment will go up. But if they get the tax credit and pay it 2 months later, they can re-amortize again. So just a perk to the loan versus TPO product, you can pay additional money and pay this down and lower your monthly payment even further than the original price. So just for our new folks in here, that's still a thing you can do with loans.
That is a great point. And I don't believe you can do that with Good Leap. You can do that though, however, with Sungage.
I think you can do it all of them with once a year.
No,
Well,
not
yeah.
Sonova. Sonova is locked in. So Good Leap and
Yeah.
Sungage you can,
yeah.
Sonova you cannot.
Okay. Good point. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm just going to go over an example. This is one I have coming up with Michael Mazza. I know he's on the call because he's already just messaged me. This is, let me share my screen, and we're going to kind of just do this live for you. This is how I would do it for a homeowner. So, and please excuse the design. The roof is not the best for solar. I'm going to be, be the first to admit that. They have vents all over the place. So we're having to have, and look at that design. It's just not great. But yeah, this is just a basic design right here.
You're not showing your screen, Jared.
We can't see your design, Jared.
We're seeing your, we're
Oh,
seeing
you know
your
what? Let me
desktop.
share my other. Hold up. Thank you for that. Let me share the other screen. How about now? Can you guys see that?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, cool. All right. So this right here is a 9.72 kilowatt size system. We're using Hanwha. It says 405s, probably 410s by the time we sell it. N-phase microinverters. And then we're going to go backup, okay, on this. So we got 20 kilowatt hours worth of backup storage on a 9.72. Should be good to get them through their evening usage. They have an EV, so we factored that in. They're getting an EV charger, the whole bit. Their current pricing is $397. That's what they're paying today, today's rates. This whole system, right, is $48,608, $14,500 tax credit, net system cost $34,000. Now, here is a pro tip. If they want to purchase the system, first of all, I am going to show them the highest interest rate for me, because if you're trying to purchase, you want the goal is to own it outright. So you own your system. I don't care about the interest rate. I want to get them the lowest payment possible. If they're just looking to make low payments, then doing a purchase on high interest rate makes no sense. You would definitely go TPO. But if they want to pay cash, and I saw Mike Winters say in the chat, look, if my customer says they're going to pay cash, I just shut up and I say, okay, let's go. Let's do it. I do agree with that in certain aspects, right? It's like, don't get in the way of the sale. If they're like committed and they're ready to pull the trigger, then you do it. But I no longer personally will do cash deals, as in like cash, where they pay $1,000 deposit, then they pay 40, 50%, then they make the progress payments. I have learned the hard way that these homeowners are like, it's like pulling teeth getting these payments out from them towards the end. I even had one because we went out there, then the inverter wasn't working, and then they need to put like the cover on a box, and they wanted every single thing fixed and buttoned up with a freaking bow before they were going to make that final $30,000, $40,000 payment. It was a massive system. And I don't blame them, right? That's the only leverage they have. They feel, hey, I make this final payment. I have no leverage on you guys coming out here and finishing the job. But it took time for us to get out there and, procuring the equipment. That it ended up going to collections. Collections is not cheap. Guess what? It came out of my commission. I was blown away. Beth Robinson got involved, squared away. We ended up fixing that. But I was like, holy shit, I just lost everything I worked for because they didn't make the payment in time. I got two others that I'm chasing right now. Yeah. And it dings their credit, Larry. Good point. It's just not great. So when I say cash price, right now, here's a pro tip. I cannot stress this enough. Let them know that they can pay cash. This is the cash price. I mean, it has a 3.5 dealer fee. It's nothing much on it. But I say what you do is you secure financing, high interest rate. You wouldn't do this if you're going to make payments. But once your solar system's installed and 60 days later and your first payment goes, the great thing about this loan is there is no prepayment penalty. You can pay off the entire loan, payment one, not accrue interest, and be done with it, but you do need to secure financing. So this is two parts, right? You get a few different benefits of this. One, homeowners not coming out of cash. They're not having to pay a deposit. Those back and forth and the milestones and when to get it, and it's delaying projects and timelines. It's not worth it to do it. They can hold on to their cash. If they truly want to pay it off, they just pay it all off at the end. You're not chasing payments to get your M1, get your M2, because they've already, they've secured the financing. Here's another thing, you know, here at Powur, we also do get a finance rebate. So it's 1.5% on a $50,000 loan. You guys, that's an additional $750 that you are going to make on this project from them securing the financing. So do not do the deposit in cash, because you're going to end up chasing it down the road. Anything could happen. All of a sudden they're like, you just don't know what can come up with their financial situation, and maybe they couldn't even end up paying it and they go into debt. It's just not worth it. So make sure you secure financing, and do it with the high interest, lowest dealer fee possible. This is their cash price. Now, if I want to show them, now look at this. If they were to pay this loan 10.49% interest over 25 years, they're still winning. They're going to save $115,000 over the course of 25 years. That's huge savings. You guys would all agree. But if I wanted to show them, and they're serious about cash, what their savings look like, because at the end of the day, truly cash is king. They will save the most amount of money. What you can do here is you can go right here to the qualify, or click on the financing option, and you're going to put down payment of the amount, right? Like, let's say they were putting a down payment amount. That way you don't have to click on the cash button and it goes down lower. And let's see what this does. So now they had a down payment. Oh, come on. Please work. Something went wrong. Down payment is greater than total loan cost. Might have. Okay, here you go. You can show them now they're going to get $219,000 worth of savings because they're not paying interest on that loan. And the other great thing is I did not have to show them the cash price. I didn't have to click on here, because as we know, if we go cash, if they were like, what's the cash price? And you want to show them the savings without paying interest, now the cost went down. And now they're going to show you, oh, this doesn't make necessarily sense to do this because I'm paying more money. If I secure the loan, I'm just going to pay the cash because I have it, but now you're chasing down payments. So don't do that. Don't show them that. Just show them the down payment. You could see the savings go way, way, way up by putting the down payment on there. So back here. Now, when we do this, oh, thanks, Bill. That is a great pro tip. Yeah, I figured that one out. Because, yeah, you don't want to show them the cash price, but you can still show them the savings by putting the down payment. So we're going to go back here. It's calculating everything. So they have a monthly payment of $344. They're saving about $50 a month. Still great. If I chose Everbright, loving our new partner, they can do this same project with no escalator at $315 a month, or you could go with a 2.9 at $228, right? Now, this is how I show them. Shout out Owen Carey. He showed me this little trick. I'm going to show you guys. It's super easy to do. And I do this exercise with the homeowner right there on the spot, because then they see the numbers are real. So I'll go, let me show you, Mr. Homeowner, the savings in real time, how this works. So I'll go over here. I'm going to go to my drive. Oh, yeah, my drive's right here. And I'm going to open up a Google Sheet, not Excel. I'm too cheap for Excel. Google Sheet is free. It's part of my Gmail account. And now I'm going to show them. I'm going to say, all right, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, your payment is currently $397 a month. So I'm going to put $397. And I tell them, utilities are increasing rates 12, 15%, sometimes more right now. But let's say it was only a 6% annual increase. Only 6%, which we know it's a lot more right now. But let's say it was only 6% annual. This is how much you'd be paying over the next 25 years. So to show them that, I'm going to click here. I hit the equal sign. I'm going to say this times 1.06. And that's going to give them what it is next year with only a 6% annual increase. If I stretch this down to the 25-year mark, you can see this is their current utility payment. So this one is going to equal how much they're paying per year. So it's going to equal this times 12 equals. And then if I click this button, it fills in the rest of the columns. These are their annual payments. All right. Then I say, all right, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, if you were to do a fixed payment, you're going to pay $315 a month. So this is going to be $315. And that's going to be every single year. So that's your fixed payment. This is how much you are paying annually. So it's going to be equal sign this times 12, enter. Stretch this down. Okay. And then how much they're saving a year is going to be equal sign this minus this. Boom. This is their annual savings by going with a fixed cost every single year. If you highlight it right here, you can even show them the savings down at the bottom right-hand corner. See where it says sum? $166,000. They like that. No money out of pocket, no debt, 25-year warranty on those 20 kilowatt hour batteries. It's great. But then I show them the escalator payment, right? So what was our escalator payment? Our escalator payment was $228. So I say, all right, we're going to go $228. It's going to go up at 2.9% annually. So once again, equal this times 1.029. Let's stretch this down. Okay. This is going to be their annual cost times 12. Auto fill in. And then here are their annual savings. It's going to be this minus this. And over now, so they could see, they could either start saving just under $1,000 a year, or if they go with the escalator, they're going to save $2,000 a year. Oh, thank you, Jason. He's giving me a little bit of love over here in the chat. The Excel master. When they see me perform the math in front of their eyes, it becomes no-brainer situation. You could show them, hey, look, in 10 years, you're going to save $24,000. In 10 years, you're going to save $31,000. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, how long do you guys plan on being in this home? Oh, we'll probably be here about 10 years. Well, wouldn't you want to save the most amount of money when you're here? And then when you sell the house, you're literally going to transfer over a $295 a month payment versus what it would be at $671. I mean, your homeowner's saving over $300. Do you think that's a tough sell for your homeowner to transfer it over? Because they're one of their biggest concerns about these, leases or power purchase agreements is, oh, when it comes time to sell my house and, the new homeowner, they might not want it. Who the fuck's not going to want that? Right? The price of electricity in California, you got backup power, and you're explaining to them that they're saving $370 a month. No brainer territory. Here's another thing that I also show them is that I go, now look at over 25 years. Yes, you would save technically more money by going with a fixed rate. But in order to realize that, you would have to be there for a long time. If you're there for 20 years, your savings is 99,000. Over here, it's going to be 102,000. So there's still, even 20 years later, they've saved more money with the escalator. It's not until the final, you get those final 5 years. This is 166. This is 162, $4,000 less. Then I asked them, I said, let me ask you guys, have you ever heard of this thing called inflation? Is your dollar worth more now or 10 years from now or 20 years from now? It's worth the most now, right? So you might save $4,000 over the course of 25 years. But really, did you save that money? Because what's that $4,000 worth to you 25 years from now? And it took you that long to realize those savings versus today. If you could save in 5 years, let's do 5 years. That's $7,900 savings. 12,000, right? This is over $4,000 worth of savings. Wouldn't you rather have that $4,000 today, where your buying power is the most it's ever going to be, or down the road? Every single freaking time they go with the escalator, because the power of your money is worth the most it's ever going to be today. So put as much of that money in your pocket, giving you buying power today. The other thing is you could show them and say, hey, if you were thinking about paying cash, right, on this project, instead of paying $48,000, put that into a high yield savings account where you're earning 5% interest on that and compound it with your savings, and you have the cash. And I'm not smart enough to do that on the fly right now on the spreadsheet, so I'm not even going to attempt. Jason probably could. But just another thing that you could say to them and show them: no debt, 25-year warranty on their batteries, their system. They don't have to worry about maintaining it. They just start saving a fuck ton of money day one. Any questions? Any questions? So I'm going to go ahead, stop the share. Feel free to raise your hand, come off mute. We got a couple minutes, and then I got to bail because I'm doing my discovery flight for my pilot's license. Was that good stuff, you guys?
Hey,
Did
could
you
I
learn?
just, well
Did that
done,
help?
man. Super, super good job. Way to keep the Excel simple. And it just shows anybody out there, if you look at Excel the same way you look at a calculator, 2 + 2 is 4, and just type that out in a series of cells, you can make magic happen.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, the whole purpose, what I wanted to do is show you guys is how to make more sales, right? Because ultimately that's what we're all in. We're into helping homeowners and, putting up numbers and providing for our families. I got to the party way too late on this, and I'm feeling it. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I didn't sell a ton in Q4 of last year. Well, guess where my installs and my commissions should be coming in right now? They're not, right? But once I made the switch over and I started doing this with my homeowners right there on the spot, back to one call close, and that's what I like. I like to take care of homeowners. They're saving a ton of money, and it just makes more sense than shelling out, tens of thousands of dollars as of right now. Oh yeah, Aaron. Sorry, Owen makes a great point. You can then share this Excel spreadsheet with your homeowners when you're sending them some information at the end. So, any other questions, comments? I got a few more minutes to stick around.
Hey, Jason.
Jared, is that spreadsheet shareable? I know you did it on the fly, but maybe share the link to the Google Doc.
Sure. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I have a urgent question. This is as much biggest opportunity on the positive side as NEM 3 was for California on the negative side. We have a chance to completely transform Salt River Project at 1.2 million customers here in Arizona. We've got a board election coming up. We have 3 weeks to get people to request a ballot to be in the game. And only 7,000 people voted out of 1.2 million customers last year. We literally can take over the board, and we have a slate of 14 candidates that are strong pro renewable energy candidates. And they, like myself, are very passionate about undoing the harm that SRP has done to solar customers at a board meeting in 2015.
Can we
And
vote,
so
Tammy?
we can change this. And if we do, we are going to unleash the solar market. Now, I went to an event at Fusion last Saturday, and we had a door knocking campaign. I need to get Power engaged in this. You can jump on. I'm going to post. I posted the link a minute. I'll post it again. srpcleanenergy.org. All of the candidates are there. And if you have any customers that are SRP ratepayers, they can request a ballot. Not everyone, not myself. I cannot vote. I'm in SRP. It's complicated, but my land was not part of the original guarantee for the Roosevelt Dam. But that's one thing that this board will change as well. There's 14 seats. We only need 3 wins, and we will have a majority. Because we've got 5 already. And this has been, each year we've had an election, we have gained at least 1 more seat. And this is the year we are going to do this. And, but we only have 3 weeks. If you have not requested a ballot by the 22nd of March, you're out of the game. And so if we can jump in and lean in, give $20 to the candidates. If you're not in Arizona, but you want to see us be able to right this wrong here, I implore you, I beg you to please engage. If you know anyone in the SRP, if you've helped them, please ask them to request a ballot. So I will put in all the text explaining this. And again, srpcleanenergy.org. The election ends on April 9th. SRP will mail a ballot or let them know if they're not eligible, but they have to request it. Just have to be an eligible voter. Please, 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 please. I mean, I cannot tell you what a great opportunity this is.
Right on, right on. I thank you very much, Tammy, for sharing that. Definitely put that information in the chat. This is huge. SRP, you think it was bad in California. What they did in Arizona SRP territory is brutal. Really quick, I'm just going to move on because I just have a few more minutes. I've dropped that spreadsheet in there. If you want to make modifications or do anything to it, I think just make a copy of it. Right? Make a copy, like just click on it, make a copy, and then you can do whatever you want with it. You don't need to request access to it because I put it in there.
No, you put it in. It needs access. What comes up is you need access.
Really? Here, let me. Anyone with
just
here we
change
go.
the settings so that anyone with the link has access. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did that, and I'll post it back here in the chat. Boom, there we go. So
Jared, you can make a copy. You can make a copy first.
It came through, Jared. It came through.
All right, cool. All right, cool. You guys should all have access to it. Like I said, it's very simple. I showed you how to do it. This recording is going to be posted on my YouTube channel. If you want to rewatch the recording, learn to do it yourself. Don't use my spreadsheet. Learn to do it yourself because every single time it's going to be a different scenario. It's going to be a different amount. You're going to have different escalators. Do it. Learn to do it yourself. Owen showed me one time. It was way too easy. So easy, even a caveman could do it, or a virtual solar pro. All right, Vincent, you have your hand raised. You have a question, brother?
Yeah, excuse me. I have a question about when we're going to be, or if the monitoring has started yet.
It has not, and I do not know when it starts.
What?
I
So-
got a customer that's asking questions about when this is actually gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, and I don't want to give you any false information there. So sorry, I can't help you with that one. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this recording. I'm going to go ahead and drop in the chat before I do the link to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed already, make sure to do that, because this training and all other trainings, past, future, present, will be uploaded there. And you can also check out the new podcast, the Virtual Solar Pro podcast. That's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. Anywhere you listen, you can find it. With that being said, I love you all. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next week. All right. And stop recording. Bam.